In the quiet London suburb of Enfield, in the late 1970s, a seemingly ordinary council house became the epicenter of a terrifying and inexplicable series of events that would come to be known as the Enfield Poltergeist case. This is the story behind those haunting occurrences. Peggy Hodgson, a single mother, lived in the house with her 4 children, Margaret, Janet, Johnny, and Billy. Life was challenging, but they were a close-knit family, and they did their best to make ends meet. It all began, innocently enough, with strange, unexplained noises echoing through the house at night. Peggy dismissed them initially, attributing them to the normal creaks and groans of an aging building. But soon, the noises escalated. Knocking sounds grew louder and more frequent, and their source remained a mystery. One night, as Peggy was tucking her children into bed, they heard a loud crash from the kitchen below. Racing downstairs, Peggy and the children discovered that a heavy wooden chair had moved on its own, skidding across the linoleum floor. The family huddled together, terrified. The disturbances didn't stop there. Furniture began to move of its own accord, with chairs sliding and tables tilting inexplicably. Objects flew through the air as if hurled by an unseen force. Terrified, Peggy reached out for help. Local authorities were baffled and hesitant to intervene in what appeared to be a bizarre domestic situation. The Hodgsons were desperate, and Peggy reached out to the media, hoping to draw attention to their plight. As word of the disturbances spread, the case caught the attention of paranormal investigators Maurice Grosse and Guy Leon Playfair. They arrived at the house with skepticism, but were quickly confronted by the inexplicable. Grosse and Playfair witnessed objects moving, heard disembodied voices, and even saw furniture levitating off the ground. But the most chilling aspect of the case was the possession of Janet, the second eldest Hodgson child. Her voice, once sweet and innocent, was now transformed into a deep, guttural tone. Janet claimed to be possessed by the spirit of an old man named Bill Wilkins, who had died in the house years earlier. Bill's presence seemed malevolent, and his eerie voice sent shivers down the spines of all who heard it. Paranormal investigators, journalists, and even skeptics converged on the Enfield house, hoping to unravel the mystery. Janet's possession was particularly disturbing, with her voice carrying distinct characteristics of Bill Wilkins, including his mannerisms and speech patterns. The investigators recorded hours of audio, capturing these chilling conversations between the living and the departed. As the story gained national attention, skeptics grew bolder, accusing the family of perpetrating an elaborate hoax. Some believed that Janet was faking the possession to gain notoriety. But Maurice Grosse and Guy Leon Playfair, who had spent extensive time in the house, adamantly defended the family's claims and the authenticity of the phenomena they had witnessed. The Enfield Poltergeist case became a subject of intense public interest and debate. The house was visited by countless paranormal enthusiasts and curiosity seekers. It was even featured in documentaries, books, and a television dramatization, further fueling the fascination with the story. Despite the controversy and skepticism, the disturbances in the Enfield house gradually subsided. By 1979, the strange occurrences ceased altogether, and life for the Hodgson family returned to some semblance of normalcy. But they left behind a house that bore the scars of their terrifying ordeal. Today, the Enfield Poltergeist remains one of the most debated and perplexing paranormal cases in history. Whether one believes it was a genuine haunting, a complex hoax, or something in between, the story of the Enfield Poltergeist continues to send shivers down the spines of those who delve into the eerie and unexplained events that unfolded within the walls of that ordinary London home in the late 1970s.